Today I'm going to show you how to get the S2 Multisiren set up and working within Samsung SmartThings. This is a siren product coming from Zooz, but there's a lot to it. Before you actually get into the box and do a bunch of things, we need to get a custom device handler set up within Samsung SmartThings. Now, what you want to do is come to the page, and there's a link down below that you can go to, and then you want to click on this link, and you're grabbing all of this code. So just grab that, and then we're going to head to account.smartthings.com, and you're going to log into there with the account that you use with Samsung SmartThings. Now, I've gone to my device handlers up at the top, and we're creating a new device handler, and that's where I paste all of that code. Now I hit create, and then you will actually see all the code here, but what you want to do is hit publish, and then for me on the right hand side. Now this is giving you a device handler that can be used with any of your devices. Now we can break into the box, and we'll pull the tab on the battery, and that will start a little bit of a flashing light. What I did have to do though was to actually get inside the case, and there's a button inside that is intended to be the pairing button, and when you read the back of the box it tells you to press that button a number of times, and I was pressing it 3 times at first, but then I went and I pressed it again and it started that pairing process. Now in Samsung SmartThings, you're going to hit the plus, devices, and then you're going to search for Zooz, and you will find that Multisiren there. Then you start the pairing process on screen. However, what happened to me is I did have to get my device to start trying to pair again. So I did have to press the button 4 times on there, and then eventually it did pair. The screen that came up, however, said that it wasn't a secure connection. So what I had to do was exclude it and then redo the connection, and then it made a secure connection, which is using the Z-Wave Plus feature on this Multisiren. Now that we have it connected, we need to make sure it's using the right device handler that you installed earlier. So we're going to go back to account.smartthings.com, go into My Devices, and find your siren, whatever you named it during that initial setup process in the SmartThings app. You're going to hit Edit, then you're going to choose the type. And within type, you probably have Zooz Multisiren selected, but you want to do or make sure that Zooz S2 Multisiren is selected as the device type. That is using your device handler. The next thing you probably want to do is actually connect with the included USB cable, connect this to a PC, and then any WAV files you have that you would like to use as custom audio notifications, you can actually add to the device. So that's what I'm doing here. The other thing you can do is save existing files. So I had one selected on the right, I hit that little save icon, and I'm able to save that. So add in your custom audio notifications that you'd like to use. Once you have all of the audio files loaded on, we can go into the device and do a little bit more here in SmartThings. So there's a settings screen that allows you to adjust how long the alarm duration would go off if you were to trigger this within, say, a automation. You can also change how often the temperature and humidity reporting interval is. So this is how often you're going to get an update. And then there's some sounds that you can configure and the chime volume. The dimmer on this page is actually giving you the ability to play a custom audio, and that is your numbers from 0 to 100 that you had in that piece of software. So if you were to take that slider on dimmer all the way down to 1% and then let go, what happens is it plays the audio file number 1, and then it actually sets the dimmer value back to 100%. The next thing that you probably want to do is use this within your SmartThings home monitoring security system. And you can set this up differently per security, smoke, or leak. Now we go into set response, and here is the sound sirens. Because you've connected this, you can use that Zooz siren. You also have the ability to set how long the alert is going for and how long you'd like to delay after you have a security event before that siren goes off. The thing that will be tempting is to try and play audio notifications. I have not been able to get this to work, so don't expect to be able to play these custom notification sounds. It doesn't work like what I'm about to show you, which is the smart apps. This is how you're going to get custom audio notifications to play out of this quite often and really using any number of triggers. So this is the Speaker Companion Smart app that I am starting up, and I want to hit play a notification. Then I'm going to choose, not from all these different ones, but the custom message. And now the message that I'm going to play is the number of the audio file that I would like. So in this case, I'm choosing the number 5, and then I'm choosing my multi-siren to play that on. The other thing that I have to do with this is to choose the trigger, and I can choose motion and contact sensors, accelerometers, switches, the arrival or departure of people from my home, and a number of other things. And I can get really complicated if I'd like, use things like virtual switches and other automations to kind of trigger this. Plus, the nice thing is I can create as many Speaker Companion smart apps as I'd like. Once you do that, you'll be able to get those custom audio notifications out.
A device has been removed.
But there's actually another way that we can do this. So within the automation section, you have a number of triggers and you have a number of actions that you can use. So when we go to create a new automation, we can choose our Zooz Multisiren as the trigger. Now you're able to use the alarm, the dimmer, which is actually those custom audio notifications. So if you had a certain one playing, you could get another automation to trigger. The tamper alert, so if they're moving the device, temperature and humidity triggers, and of course battery as a trigger as well. So there's actually a lot of different triggers that you can use with the multi-siren in your automation. On the action side, we have the ability again to choose our multi-siren, and this means that we can use it on both sides of our automations, and it becomes a really powerful device for us. So you can choose to set the alarm or to trigger the alarm. It's going to use that duration you set in the device settings. And even though it says right here you could use just the strobe on its own, that has never worked for me. So you're likely to just have both the siren and the strobe trigger. The other thing is the dimmer capability. This is where you're able to choose the number of the audio file that you would like to play out of this as an action. So you have a ton of capabilities with the Zooz Multisiren, but you probably want to see our full review of this device. So check out the link that is up on screen. Otherwise, thanks for watching today. And of course, don't hate, automate.